Move on to the seventh question. The HCF and LCM of two numbers are 9 and 360 respectively. So here HCF is 9, LCM is 360, right? If one of the number is 45, find the other number. So before that we need to know the logic when you start doing the problem here. Okay, some other example. I have two number, maybe like, okay, 4 and 6. Finding the LCM is pretty much easy. 4 and 6, if you find the LCM, like 2, no, HCF is also easy. 2, and in 6 how many 2's? 3. Then 2 one time, then 3, then again 3, 1 and 1. This is how you take LCM, and LCM is nothing but 2 into 2 is 4, 4 into 3 is 12. So I got the LCM 12. Fine. Finding the HCF, 4 is nothing but 2 into 2 into 1. 6 is equal to 2 into 3 into 1. The highest common factor is 2. So HCF is equal to 2 here, isn't it? If I got LCM and HCF, what do you get when you multiply LCM and HCF? Which is 12 into 2. You get 24, isn't it? Now just see the numbers 4 and 6. When you multiply these two, what I'm gonna get? Still 24. So you got some relation here. When you have two numbers, then you multiply and get an answer. And finding the LCM and HCF, when you multiply those two, are getting the same thing. So result is the same. So you can tell here that HCF into LCM is nothing but product of the numbers, product of the two numbers, isn't it? So here I'm supposed to find okay, one of the number is given, so 45 is given. You are supposed to find the other number. So if you want, you can also write like this: let the other number be x. So as I have told you, this equation HCF into LCM is equal to product of the number. What I will get here, 9 into 360 is equal to x is one number into the other number is 45. So in order to find the value of x, 45 will go down, this side down. So it will be 9 into 360 by 45, isn't it? So x is equal to, which implies x is equal to 45. 9 stable, 9 one time, 45 how many times? 4 into 9 into 5 is 45. Then over here this goes, because this last term is 0 or 5, it will go in 5 table. 5 one time, 3 no. In 36 how many times? 36 times. The other one 36 7 times, because 7 into 5s are 35. Then 1 remaining, 1 and 0 becomes 10, 2, 72. So the value of x is 72. Clear? If you want to verify, this is a 2-mark question. Okay, if you want to verify if you are good at multiplying very quickly, you can multiply and see like what is 45 into 72 and these two numbers. Like, okay, let me check it very quickly. 36 360 into 9, 0, I don't need to take it actually. 9 into 6 54. 9 3s are 27. 27 and 5 is 32, isn't it? I got something like this. Now let me see like with this 45 into 72 when you are doing it. Okay, I would rather do it somewhere over here. 45 and 72, 2's 1, 1, 8, 9, 5's are 35, right? 5's are 28, 28 and 3 is 31. then this one is 0, 5s are 40, 1, 2, 3. So hardly take 1 minute more to check whether both the numbers are same or not. So here if you check it, both are same. So your x value is correct. You can be very sure of getting the marks. Fine. So only the thing what you need to keep it over here is this particular logic here. Don't forget this one. HCF into LCM is gonna be the product of those numbers, of the numbers. Okay. Now then, okay, the next question. This one is an OR question. Yes, this is an OR question which they want to show that like 7 minus root 5 is a irrational and is given that root 5 is irrational. That means it's already given that root 5 is what? Irrational, and you are supposed to find what is this one. Show that this is also irrational. This is also irrational. We want to show it. Now in this case we will do it in a little different way. That let we are assuming that let's assume that 7 minus root 5 is rational. We will assume it that way. Fine. When you assume in that way, we know that if it is rational, this is gonna be equal to P by Q form, isn't it? Where P and Q are what? Are co-prime, and Q, which is the denominator, should not be equal to 0. So this is my criteria. Is it like prime numbers, you know it. 2 is a prime number, 3 is a prime number because 3 into 1, that's it. There is no other multiples. 6 is not a prime number. 5, yes, it's a prime number. 7, it's is a prime number. So like that way, P and Q must not have any other factors apart from P into Q1 or Q into 1. So Q and 1. So that's all. So that's a prime number, that should be prime number, and the denominator should not be 0. If it is equal to 0, any number like 2 by 0, I don't know. If someone tells that it's infinity, or mostly it is not defined. Not defined. Fine. So I cannot define it. I cannot say like 2 divided by 0, some value I will get it, I don't know. Fine. Now come back to the same thing there, the question. Now this one I am assuming, I am telling you that we are supposing that, okay, what if it is rational? If it is rational, then 7 minus root 5 is gonna be P by Q in that way. Okay, what I'm gonna do here is that I'm gonna make some substitution. I'm gonna shift this root 5 to this side and this one is to the other side. And what I will get is that P 7 minus P by Q. What is the need for, or why I'm doing so is to bring the root 5 to the other side, telling, because I already know that root 5 is what? Irrational. So I want to take it, that part of the thing which I already knew that it is irrational, bring it to the other side, because I want to prove it that this one is irrational. So I brought it here. Then if you want, you can just slide a bit, you can take the LCM and you can do it. It could be 7Q. Okay, Q is not there, so Q divided by 1 then into 7 is 7Q minus P by Q is equal to root 5. So already you know that root 5 is not rational. Okay, so therefore, so root 5 is, since root 5 is irrational, 7P minus Q by 2 is also irrational, isn't it? So that's why there is a contradiction here. So there becomes a conflict here. So the whole thing is actually an irrational. So that's why, therefore, 7 minus root 5 is also irrational. Got it clear? So this is how you do your Seventh problem. So it is an optional question. Either do this one or either do this one. Which one is easy for you that you can do it? This is from the first chapter, real numbers. Okay. So these type of questions only you will be asked, and there are quite a few other questions also that we will see in our later on videos. Let's quickly like move on to the next question. Then I hope like you the concept here is clear, right? So move on to this eighth question. Find the 20th term from the last term of AP 3, 8, 13 and 253. So the first term, second, third, then goes on and on and on. And the last term I know that it's gonna be 253. What it is asked to find is the 20th, okay, 20th term actually from the end, isn't it? 20th term from the end. AP, there are a few formulas there. You need to know when to use that formulas first of all. So when you know it, when you need to use it, then it is very easy for you to solve the problems. These are two more questions. You have an option either this one or this one. Any one of these questions you can do it. So that was is also pretty much easy. You need to know a bit concept. 20th term, that means here you need to understand that from last 20th 1 2 3 4 5 6 like that way 20th term from the last, okay, 20th term, I don't know. So for that you have a formula. So when to use this formula you need to know here. So the 20th term from the end to find here is L minus n minus 1 into D. Okay, when you know to find a definite term from the first, then it was so easy, like a any term is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. Okay, that we will do it later, but this is the formula if you know the last term. So I know the last term here, I know the last term. Now the thing which I don't know, I know the last term, but I need to know from the last 20th term or 20th term before the last term. The formula is here. Now just need to substitute the what is the value. L is nothing but L is equal to 253 minus n is here 20, 20 minus 1, 20th term, right? And d, dear d, you need to know the difference here, and the difference here is, okay, I'll write in the second one, dear. The difference here is 5, because when you check the terms here, or when you check these two differences, 8 minus 3, it's gonna be 5. So that gives me 253, okay, minus 19 into 5. D is 5. So 19 minus into 5 is gonna be 45, then 519, 95, and when you subtract 3 minus 95, and when you subtract it's gonna be 253 and 95, 13, 2, 8, 4, okay, 14, 5, then you have 1, you have 158 is the 20th term. Fine. So the 20th term is 158. So this is how you solve it and get the 20th term from the last or from the end. Clear? 158. That is your answer for the 8th question. Now moving on to the OR option. Okay, either this one or this one. This is also pretty much easy, but you need to know like what has been asked. Question here it goes, if 7 times the 7th term, so 7 terms 7 times of an AP is equal, it is equal to 11 times that of his 11th term. So something is equal, something is being told that it is equal. 7 times the seventh term, yeah, a seventh term, that is equal to 11 times the 11th term. Fine here. I think, okay, it is pretty much clear, I think. So this is what is given. And what you are supposed to find? You are supposed to find a 18th term is what you need to find here. Right. So for 18th term, when you want to find, so I normally used to tell the students that whenever you want to find something, when you write its formula to find that one, A18, you know that A plus n minus 1 into D, where n you know it is gonna be 18 here. Okay, that is clear, but you don't know what is the value of A and D here. Fine. So first of all, you want to find that one. Here in an equation you have two variables. Okay, let's see like how we will tackle this one. So 7 into a raised to 7, I can write it as, can't I write like this, a plus n minus 1. N minus 1 is 7 minus 1 into d, is it clear, is equal to 11 into a plus 11 minus 1 into d. Is it clear? I don't think like it's too hard for you to understand. That is equal to, if I do it, okay, now 7 into, it's gonna be a plus 6d is equal to 11 into a plus 10d. A, okay, I'm multiplying inside 7a, 7 into a and 7 into 6b, 6 6 are 36, 42, 42d, that is equal to 11 into a is 11a plus 11 into 10, it's gonna be 110d. Yeah, 10d. Then I'm gonna bring a to one side and d to another side. Okay, let's try that, or I will just okay, fine, we'll do it like that way and find, we will ultimately find the value of d. Okay, let's see, 7a, I'm bringing the 11 this side, so 11 minus 11a is equal to 110, and this d minus 42d. Yeah, okay, I don't think like this is gonna be so hard for you, you can easily do it. Yeah, then 7a minus 11a is gonna be minus 4a is equal to this 110 minus 42, 110 minus 42. Even like for me, I don't keep anything in my mind, I just keep it very fresh and I just subtract it, no matter like how small, how big it is. You need to be very sure of what you're doing. Like 10 minus 2 is 8, then 0, then it becomes 10, 10 minus 4 is 6, then this is 68. So you have 68 here, 68d in fact. So what I'm getting here is that in terms of d, if I write, it's gonna be d is equal to minus 4a by 68, isn't it? And if I go for calculating it, 4 how many times, okay, let's do with 2, 2 one time, 6 3 times, and then in 8 4 times, 2 again 1, and it's gonna be like 1 4 14 17, so it's gonna be minus 1 by 17a. Clear? Minus 1 by 17a. Now the thing which we already have started and thought about it, that we'll finish off here. So a 18th term is what you are supposed to find. A, you know it? No, I'm keeping it as a. Plus n minus 1 is gonna be your 18th term, right? So 19 into 17 into the term d, I'm gonna substitute it over here in the place of d. So that will give me minus 1 by 17a, isn't it here? So the 17 and 17 is gonna cancel. What I'm gonna get here is a This is 1 1 is going to be minus a. So a18 is nothing but it's going to be 0. So this is what your value is. This is what they are asked to find, the 18th term. Clear? I think there is no much confusion. What I did here was already the conditions what is given. I have wrote it. I just simplified, and from here I just wrote the value of d because I need to substitute somewhere, because I need to make it one variable. So I already wrote the a18 where I want to give the value for a as well as d. I substituted the value d here. Then I simplified. Just leave this one. Then I simplified, then I got through, and I got a minus a, which is gonna be 0. So this is the answer. Fine. I don't think like AP is so hard. Just a minor thing is that you need to know the formulas. When you know it, it's always good to go with all the questions here. Fine. Just then move on to the ninth question. Okay, ninth question. Find the coordinates of the point P which divides the join of A minus 2 5 and B 3 minus 5 in the ratio 2 is to 3. Fine. Already the first mark, like in the 1 mark question, we already have seen if if it is in the midpoint, then both this x and y. Okay, now let me write this one and then we will discuss. Like a, what is the point? Minus 2 and 5. B, it's gonna be like 3 and minus 5. Is that it? If it was midpoint, we all okay, or else like we already know that this is x1 and y1. This is gonna be like x2 and y2. Clear? And we already discussed like in midpoint, like x1 and x2, you join it plus x1 plus x2 by 2. But here it's not midpoint, it actually divides in a particular ratio, which is 2 is to 3 ratio it divides. Clear? So normally we take this one as m1 and this one as m2, right here. So we have a formula which we know that is actually called as section formula. I hope you know this one, right? I think so. So in order to find the value of x, what you will do, or what is the formula for finding the value of x or coordinate of x? m2 m1 into x2, the next x2 plus m2 to x1 by m1 plus m2. So this is the section formula for finding the value of x. If I want to find the value of y, then m1 y2 plus m2 y1 by m1 plus m2. This is for to find the value of y here. Fine. When you have the formula, when you know it, then what else? You already have x1 y1, x2 y2. Substitute it, you will get it. Okay, as x is equal to m1. M1 is what? 2 into x2 is 3. Then plus these two things together plus m2 is 3 into x1 is minus 2, these two things together, by m1 plus m2 is nothing but 2 plus 3. I wrote the whole thing there. Okay, you can, if you want to skip, you can skip a bit. It's gonna be like 2 into 3 is gonna be 6, and 3 into 2 is minus 6, minus 6 into plus. Okay, fine. I will write again one more. By 3, 2 plus 3 is gonna be 5. So which implies what I'm gonna get here, I'm gonna get plus into minus, minus 6 by 5, where x coordinate is now what? 0. Fine. Now we are supposed to find the value of y here. Y is equal to m1 gain 2 into y2 is minus 5 plus m2 is 3 here into y1 is 5 by Again 2 plus 3, which in turns gives me, this is gonna be minus 10 plus, it's gonna be 15 by 5. Minus 10, 15, it's gonna giving me 5 by 5. Is that clear? So 1 and 1, that's gonna be 1. So I got the value of x, I got the value of y. What is asked? Find the coordinates of the point P. So therefore, the coordinates of point P is equal to x is 0, y is 1. Clear? This is what the coordinates of the point P is 0 and 1. Clear? I hope like it's easy. You need to know the section formula well. So if a ratio is given m1 and m2, you really need to do your section formula to get in order to get the coordinates of our x and y value. But if it was midpoint, plus it divided by 2, y plus it divided by 2, you will get the midpoint. Here only section formula, where here you need to keep it in your mind, m1 goes with the, this one goes with x2, this one goes with x1, so like that way, like the opposite way, and then these two things on the denominator you need to add. So that is the main thing which you need to just put it in your head. Once you know, once you just mark the arrows, then it will be quite easy. I think this goes m1 into this one into this one, then you need to add these. Fine, clear? I think this one is pretty much easy. So this was the ninth question. So move on to the 10th one. 10th and 11th question. 10th question and 11th question, it's from probability, and probability, as it seems like it's very hard, but actually it is not so. If you understand the logic, how to get the answer, how to get the outcome, then it will be probably it will be easy. And if you find it very hard there, I am gonna make a section for probability, where in a very nice way I will try to explain you like what the concept of probability. And probability, mostly it will be asked based on the cards, on dice, on balls, um, on coins tossing. So all these things are the peculiar ones which you definitely used to ask for the board exam. So in this case, the model question paper, they have given a problem based on cards, and the other one based on dice. Okay, first deal with the cards. What do you know about the cards? Now these are the cards where each one of them, like you have four symbols. You can see like there are two set which is in red, there are two another set which is in black. So altogether, in the first red one, you will get to see that there are 13 of them, and the next one you could able to see next two, you have a 13 set. The third one two, you have 13, and the fourth one two, you have 13. So black, red, red, again a black one, having 13, 13, 13 each. And how you are getting 13? From A goes on to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then J, K, J, Q, K. So your Q is actually your queen, the K is what your king is. In this question, it's been told like this: a card is drawn at random from a well shuffled deck. If I take any one of these cards, of 52 cards, of 52 cards, you can total it. You can see that if you total everything, it's gonna be 52 cards in total. Okay, so in this around this 52 cards, what is the probability of getting? Neither I shouldn't be getting, or I should not be getting a red card nor a queen. Okay, I must not get this queen, as well as I must not get all these red cards. So that there are two ways to look into this. First, you can think of like, um, you can deal this problem like this. probability of getting either a red or a queen, that I'm just keeping it as P of E. If either these ones, if I get it, what is the probability? And if I see that if I remove all these black cards, as well as by just keeping the queen, okay, from the black, apart from that I'm just taking it off. Then if you calculate, if you see all the cards, like black one, this is not there, and this is not there, and among these, like one is left, okay, and one is left. So altogether if you see 26 plus 2, it's gonna be 28. So the total probability would be 26 plus 2 by 52, which is gonna be 28 by 52. That is gonna be the probability of getting either a red or a queen. So that's a probability. And if you want to further simplify, if you simplify this one, this becomes 28 by 52, right? So in 2's table, if you see, it's gonna be 2 and 1 is left, becomes 12, 6, again like 28, 1 and 4, again like 1 and 3, 13, and this becomes 7. So that gives me 7 by 13 is what the probability of either getting a red or a queen. But you know that, but the question is neither. I don't want to get it. So as you know that probability of neither getting a red card or a queen is equal to 1 minus 7 by 13, which is gonna be 13 minus 7 by 13, which is equal to 6 by 13. Here, so this is how you get to see what is the probability, and how you get this thing is, already you know that P of E is equal plus P of E dash. So E dash is this one, is equal to 1. From here P of E dash is what? 1 minus P of E. This is how you get to see this one. Fine, this is one way of doing it. This one I have shown. Now getting back, okay. Now we can directly jump over it. Now this is actually, I first took the probability of getting it, then 1 minus. We can directly jump into this answer. Probability of neither getting this red or queen is that, just remove the red, just remove the queen. What is rest there? Like after removing the queen, like, and this red card, like you remove it and it's gonna be like 24 by, straight 24 by 56, 52. And when you try to divide this one, it's straight away gonna be like, okay, what is that? P of E dash, straight away if I check it, of removing all those reds and your queen, if I remove it, then 13, then 13, then okay, it will be 24. So 24 minus divided by 52, and if I calculate it, it's gonna be like, yeah, again the same, like same. Let me see, 2, 12, 6, then 1 and 2, then 13 and 6. So 6 by 13. So that is what we already got it. So this one you can directly do it, or else you can first calculate the probability of getting it, then finding probability of not getting those. Fine. I think it's clear now with this cards over here. Fine. Okay, move on to the next one, 11th question. Okay, the question goes like this. Two dice are thrown. So you have two dice. Dice, obviously, you know how the dice split more square should be. So what? You have one, you have three here, we have two. So like that way, you have two dice. That way you have two dice and it's you are rolling it. You are rolling that one. You are rolling that die. And what is being asked here is that thrown at the same time. So it is thrown at the same time and the product of the number appears on it. Like maybe like appeared 2 here and over here 1. And if you multiply product of these two numbers, now 2 here and 1, okay, these two numbers when appear is noted. What is the probability that the product is a prime number? First, already we have discussed about the prime. Again, prime numbers are those numbers which have their number itself and 1 is the factor. Say for example 2, 3, 4 is not a prime because 2 into 2 is 4, 4 into 1 is 4. So you have more. So not exactly 4, 5, yes. Then you have 7. You have not 8 because 8 is 4 into 2 is 8. 2 into, yeah, 2 into 4 again. Then 8 into 1 is, so it is not a prime. 9 is definitely not a prime. 10 nowhere. Then 11, 13, like that it goes. That are the prime numbers which have the factors, that number itself and 1 is the factor. These are called prime numbers. These are prime numbers. Now what is being asked that when you multiply these two numbers, which when you randomly put it, or what is the probability that you would find a prime number when you multiply? When you multiply these 2 and 2, 2 and 1, you will get 2. Is that a prime? Yes, it is a prime. Like that way, you need to see what all things or what all outcomes are prime. First, for this one, I just want to see, okay, your series or the sequence I just want to, like the first die and the second die. It will be 1, 1 could happen, right? Here it is 1 and here it is 1, okay? It would be, and then 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, then 1 and 6. These are the probability that first one stays 1 and the next one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, 6 maximum. So 6 faces. Then the second one 1, then 2, 2, then 2, 3, 2 and 4. Yeah, like the same way. Doing those ones, continuing till 2, 6, right? Then you have 3, 1, you have 4 and 1, you have 5 and 1, you have 6 and 1. As it goes on and on and on, it goes till 3, 6. You have 4 and 6. You have 5 and 6. You have um, you have 6 and 6 is the last one. Yes. So altogether, if I see how many favorable outcomes you can, or not favorable, how many total outcome is 36. You can check 6 into 6 is 36. So here I'm supposed to find the probability of the product is a prime number. Yeah. So probability would be, okay, you can check like this. 1 into 1 is definitely like, we don't take that one. We don't want that. Then 1 and 2, if you check 1 and 2, yes, it's a prime number. 1 and 3, it's a prime. 1 and 4, 1 into 4 is 4, which is not a prime. Okay. 5, yes. 6, 1 into 6, this 6, so which is not a prime. Is there a prime? These 4 and 6 is there? No, definitely not. They are not prime. Then you have these 1, 2, and this is not a prime. So you have 3 there, you have a 3 there. I don't think anything else is the prime. So if I note it down separately, it would be 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 1 and 4. Then you have, not 1 and 4, sorry, 1 and 5. Then you have 3 and 1, you have 2 and 1, then you have 5 and 1. So these are the total outcomes, and the total favorable outcome is how much? 36 out of, no, 6 out of, so you have 6 outcomes out of 36 total. So probability that the product is a prime number is equal to favorable outcomes by total outcome, 6 by 36. So 1 times 6 times, that's gonna be 1 by 6. 1 by 6 is what the probability of getting the product's prime number. Cool. I think it's pretty much easy. The question number 12. For what value of P will the following pair of linear equation? So this is the question from a linear equation. Pair of linear equation have infinitely many solutions. So you need to find the value of P. Value of P. You need to find the value of P so that this one, so that that solution, that value what you are finding for P would be giving many solutions to these pair of linear equation. Okay, fine. So first the equations are given, that I'm just gonna rewrite it into I don't want anything on the right hand side. So I'm just rewriting this one as like this. P minus 3x plus 3y minus P is equal to 0. Fine. And the second equation I'm rewriting it as px plus py, I think, yeah, it's the same thing, minus 12 is equal to 0. Minus 12 is equal to 0. Now you have the same pair of equation. I didn't do much, I didn't do anything. Now you know that to have infinitely many solutions, what would be the condition, or what need to be the condition? A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2 is equal to C1 by C2. So this must need to satisfy in order to get infinitely many solutions here. Fine. That already we know it, and we have those things, and which we keep it for our reference, and these things just make sure that you get those ones there. If this is true, then that value, and how we are going to approach this problem, you will get a clear idea, like as it goes, like what is infinitely many solutions, you will get it now, but it need to satisfy this condition. Okay, once you can satisfy that, value for P would give many solutions. Now what is A1 is the value here. What is A1 here? Is A1 is this, A2 is this. So the equation becomes P by 3, P minus 3 by P is equal to 3 by P is equal to minus P by minus 12. You need to take along with the sign. Okay, so from here you need to compare these two, then this and this, then this and these. So compare each one of them and get relative solutions, and then let's see like how we are gonna find the ultimate solution here, which one is true. So here this one is what need to be followed, or what need to be checked later on, okay, whether it is correct or not. Okay, fine, let me see. Like first one, we are taking the first two. So P minus 3 by P, okay, is equal to 3 by P. Fine, I took these two together. From here, what I can get is that, okay, P and P could be cancelled. Like this is cross multiplied, thus get P into P minus 3 is equal to 3P, which I told you I can cancel it here itself, or else you can cancel it here, no problem. Which implies what I'm getting here, P minus 3 is equal to 3, which implies P 3 will go that side and it becomes plus 3. So P is equal to 6. So one of them is 6. Fine. Okay, now the second and third then. 3 by P is equal to minus P by minus 12. The minus and minus, we can cancel it out here itself. Then P, and that becomes P square, and 3 12 multiplied by 3 here, that will give me P square is equal to, this one is 36, which in turn I can write it as P is equal to plus or minus 6, or it is root 36. That will give me P is equal to 6, or P is equal to plus 6 or minus 6, these two. Yeah. Okay, so there I'm having it. Just keep it. So here I got 6. Here I got minus 6 and 6. Then on to the next one, the first one and the third one. P minus 3 by P is equal to minus P by minus 12. These two things again got cancelled, which implies 12 multiplied by the portion over there in the numerator, so it multiplied over here, and P multiplied over here, get P square. That in turn gives me what implies 12 inside, 12P minus multiplied with a 3 gives you 36 is equal to P square. If I write it a little more appropriately, what I will get is that P this side, okay, that will be, and I'm changing the sign, or else you can think that you are taking everything to the whole thing to the other side, then it will be P square minus 12P minus 36, not minus 36, plus 36, because we are taking it to the other side, right? Yes, is equal to 0. And if you are solving this one, you will be properly see like 6 and 6 splitting the middle terms, and here I don't want to explain you that. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. 6 minus P square minus 6P minus 6P, okay, I will write in a bit in detail. 36 is equal to 0. That would give me, I'm taking a P outside, so P is common in these two, so I'm taking one P outside, so P minus 6, from these two minus 6 I'm taking it outside, I will get P minus 6 again is equal to 0. From these what I'm getting is that P minus 6 into P minus 6 is equal to 0. I mean to say that, which implies P is equal to minus 6, no, plus 6, right? So this I'm getting it from here. So I have a 6 here, I have a minus 6, I have a plus 6 here, I have a 6 here. Fine. Now try these ones somewhere over here, minus 6. Okay, in this equation. Try it to a side that will be okay for you when you're going for the exam. Minus 6, if I put it over here, it will be like minus 6 and minus 3 becomes minus 9 by minus 6. Yeah, minus 3 by minus 6 is equal to 3 by minus 6. From the sign itself we can see that it's not same. If I cancel also 3 and 2 time, if 1 time and 2 times, so that is never gonna be same. So the value, so 6 p is equal to minus 6 is actually not a solution. Okay, it's not a solution. Now check the 6 then. If you check 6, then 6 minus 3 is 6 minus 3 is 3, 6, then 3, then again 6 over here also, 6 by 12, which again like cancel it, and 2, if you cancel it, it's gonna be 3 by 6. So every time like sign also get cancelled, so 3 by 6. Okay, so your 6 is positive 6 is gonna be your solution. So ultimately what you can write is that for what value of p, therefore uh, p is equal to 6, 6 is where the pair of linear equation p is equal to 6 is where the pair of linear equation have infinitely many solutions. Understood? So this is where, so value of p or p is equal to 6 is where you are actually getting infinitely many solutions. Fine. I think it's quite a bit clear, I think. So what we did here is we just took these two things to a side, then we know that if you are getting infinitely many solutions, this is the criteria which you need to satisfy. You need to keep this one in your mind. Okay, this one, a1 by a2 is equal, a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is equal to c1 by c2. That keep it in your mind. Then according to the equation we will get a1 a2 b1 b2 bc1 c2. We got it, and then we are taking side like one by one, in pairs. We took it and we compared these two, and from there we got different solutions, and from that minus 6 and 6 was the solutions which we need to check, and when we check the minus 6 it's not gonna work in this, and if I checked 6, yes, definitely it is gonna be. So the p's value is gonna be 6 where you get infinitely many solutions. So these are yes questions for in section B. So these all these questions from 7 to 12 are those questions which is carrying 2 marks each. I hope like these is not too hard. So practice it, and the relative questions which as I have told you that these model question paper are so similar, would be similar to the board exam question, so you can expect that like a similar type of questions would be coming. So all those questions which is so similar and which might be coming for the exam would be like I will be making a video of it, and also the previous year question paper. So keep in touch with us, subscribe it, and make sure that you hit the bell icon so that you will get the notification of my next video, which is part section C. So make sure that you stay tuned with us. Or my name is Aaron. We'll get back to the next video.